Yo. Thank you for those of you who've been patient with readings. As a lot of you know, I've been talking about this for a little bit, but it's coming to that time. Rocco's been sick for quite a while now. I'm gonna try not to cry. I've been crying for weeks, so I'm like dried out of crying. He's still here. I'm gonna let you guys say bye to him. I mean, you guys gotta help me because I don't know what to do really. Harakudoki. Haruki. See? You guys hear the coughing? I don't know if you'll hear it because I'll take this out so you guys hear the coughing. So he has a really bad heart condition. I talked about that. And he's had a heart murmur for a long time since I adopted him. Before I adopted him, he was abused really bad by some disgusting people. If only I knew who they were. But I cursed them anyway without their info. But the first people I feel were hunters. And he wasn't good enough. And they shot him with bird shot. And in the head too. So I don't know if it was buckshot or bird shot, but it came up on the x-ray. Thank you, Channel Me Habibti. Sorry if I don't look at the comments. I'm just trying to get through this without getting emotional. I don't like to cry online. You know, with my crocodile tears. Fucktards. I hate people. People wonder why, like, spiritualists don't really, like, they'll be on for a while and then they'll just deal with the people they trust and they know, and they'll disappear offline because there's some evil weirdos in the fucking world. They're just jealousy is like such a disease. But anyway, all tears. Like, anybody wants to cry online on purpose. I don't set the camera up to cry online. I've seen people do that. That's fucking weird. Sometimes you get emotional talking about something and it happens. But anyway, like, squirrel. I'm wondering if this AirPod's even charged right now. So anyway, so apparently they didn't manage to kill him. And a family adopted him. A nice little family. Got a puppy or a little dog for their child for Christmas. And apparently it was too much work. Internal wastegate. I'm so sorry. I did the same thing for my beagle. Anyway, thank you, Habibti. I can't even talk. My fucking cry sucks. Okay. So, I guess it was too much work for these scum, and they kept him for a year, and then they had to move, so they took him to the shelter, just left him behind. Around that time, I was going through a big transition myself. And you guys know my story. And I was celebrating 1 year of sobriety at that time, of prescription pills that I was prescribed by a fucking doctor. Actually, one of them, the first one that put me on all those fucking opiates, was actually not even a real doctor, as it turned out. She ended up getting arrested. She had a doctor working for her, and she would use his scripts, but she wasn't even a real doctor, turned out. But anyway, one of them, one out of the 3 doctors. Anyway, so I was celebrating like a year sobriety. It was August of 2016. And I was like, I want a dog. Like, I was living in this hood-ass apartment. You guys saw me in it if you watched me in the beginning. And it'd be nice to have, like, a little pup, like, little dog to take care of. I love animals. So when I got to the shelter, I saw him, and it was only 2 dogs in the shelter. And I'm just telling you this story, like, of me and Rocco. Maybe some of you heard it. I don't think I got in, like, depth, but maybe I did. But anyway, there was 2 dogs to choose from, because Connecticut's pretty good, especially West Haven. They're pretty good about taking care of animals. So there was a boxer, and I had a 1-bedroom apartment. It was real small. And he was jumping upside down, like, jumping upside down. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. And then I see Rocco, and he, like, perks his head up at me, and he, like, looks at me like, like he was waiting for me. Thank you, sorry, cannot see shit. Thank you, Race MYU1. Thank you, Habibti. You're welcome. I love you. Hug him and kiss him, and he's the best doggy. You make a copy of this pod, keep his memory with you. So I need you guys' help with this, because it's very confusing. And I'm so, like, just when I think I'm gonna get caught up on fucking readings that I'm not even supposed to be doing. I was supposed to have been on a break from readings since fucking September. And it just never happened. And consults. But Gabby keeps, like, asking me, can we book this person? And I'm like, okay, as long as they understand, I might have to move them, because just, I've been dealing with this since January with Rocco. But anyway, so he sees me, and it's like he knew me his whole life. He was waiting for me. And he'd wagged his tail, and I knew he was the one. And I was like, well, obviously I want him, And he was the only other dog. But even if there was 1,000,000 dogs in there, I would have took him. Thank you, Mehak Habibti. And I know everybody who I owe a reading to. Gabby keeps moving on the schedule, and I'm gonna get caught up That's why I'm not doing a Halloween ritual this year. I'll do an 11/11 one, but I'm catching up my readings by Halloween. By November 1st, I have to be caught up with everything. That's my mission. I'm not doing a Halloween ritual this year, unfortunately, but 11/11 is going to be a really good energy, so I'll just do that. But I am going to do an offering for everybody's ancestors just for free, but not like the whole big to-do. And I haven't even posted the Lionsgate ritual yet. I want to show you on my other phone that it's done. I just have to fucking post it. I honestly, I get like a sick feeling in my stomach whenever I go to post my rituals. It's almost like, oh, I hate posting them just because of the evil eyes. And I took a screenshot of one of the, like the, you'll see. This is a screenshot I took the other day. I took the screenshot on October 7th. Look at that. This is what it looked like. Look at that energy from it. Look at that fucking energy from it. You can see I took that screenshot October 7th. You can't even see the candles. Wait till you see the ritual. I'm going to upload it now. I'm going to start uploading it. I get like a sick feeling. That's why I was only posting the shorts, because I feel like so many evil eyes are on it. But anyway, this one, I know, I haven't posted a lot of shit, but it's, just shut up, let me talk. Sorry, I'm squirreling all over the place. Maybe creating a group ritual videos or only allowing those who participated to be part of it. Maybe creating a group ritual for videos and only allowing those who participated to be part of it. That's a good idea. The only way I could do that is send an unlisted link to every single person. And that's gonna fucking be such a pain in the ass. So, I don't know. That's a good idea. Justin would have to do it because I don't have time to sit there and then people respond, oh, thank you. Oh, how did I go in questions? I get anxiety. That's why I don't do emails. I'll ask Justin if that would be his job, if that's what he wants to do. But anyway, Zoom. That's a good idea. You're going to have to tell me how to do that, because I'm not like tech savvy. Anyway, so he saw me, I saw him, love at first sight. Well, at least so I thought. I think he thought I was somebody else. I think he thought I was the girl from the family that dumped him. I think she might have looked like me, like dark hair and, same features. Because when we got home, it took him, it was like he was very skittish, very skittish. And I remember my neighbor came to pet him, and when he did, he pissed right where he sat on the couch. And it was a younger black dude, and he's a sweetheart. He's like, oh, I never did nothing to him. I was like, I know, you look like somebody that did something to him. He's been through a hard time. Anyway, so go to the vets, find out he's been through a lot harder of a time than I even thought, and I didn't even think that was possible. I'm gonna go back and thank all of your super chats. I promise. You guys, let me heart them so I don't so I can see them. if anybody's nice enough to make a list for me so I don't forget, T-Baby, or I won't forget, or so I don't miss any of you, because sometimes I'll go back and I'll look and I'll not have seen that person. I'll be like, I didn't even see that super chat. And I feel so bad. Anyway, so at first, like, he was really skittish and he peed. It was very hard to train, and he got out of his leash twice as I was walking him, and the fucker ran so fast. Like, I like ran to my car, got in my car to like chase him, and the fucker was literally like keeping up with my car. He was actually outrunning my car. I couldn't believe how fast he was. And then he ran in the woods, and I was so devastated. I was like, how the fuck am I gonna find this dog? I called the dog warden. She couldn't catch him. He was like escape artist. And after having him for so long, he loves people. He trusts people, and that took a while. And we've been through so much together. Like, I've had my other dogs, my little chihuahuas, and I think about them every day, and I miss them. But something about the bond with me and Rocco, it's like he's my soul dog. And I feel like Hecate brought him to me because right around that time I was connected to her. And you know how she likes hound dogs, bang hounds. And he goes, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And that's what she likes. So I always thought, like, I'll get him to live to be at least 17, 18, you know.
Might be that age, babe.
All our other dogs live to be 17, 18. And he had the heart murmur, bad heart murmur, and all these issues and stuff, but fed him good, and supplements and exercise, and not too much exercise. The vet told me not to let him play or be a dog at all when I first got him. I was like, this because, hi, Robbie. I'm so sorry for your loss. I know how much he meant to you. You do so much for him. He's so lucky to have you. You're so loved. Thank you, Robbie, habibi. And thank you for the super chat. I'm going to go through all. Don't think I'm ignoring you guys, but I'm just trying to stay on topic here. But anyway, so one day he came up with this cough and took him to the vet, and they said, his heart murmur, it's making his heart bigger. And, we did an echocardiogram, and he has like stenosis. That's what the thing I couldn't remember. It was one of my subs said the word in my comments. I'm like, yeah, that's what it was. Like, and that makes like the valves really hard, so they can't pump the way they're supposed to. And I've been holding him down like with Chinese herbs and cardio. It's called cardio. Cardio something. I can never remember what the fuck it's called. The damn label sucks. Cardio. I'll show you guys in case it's good for like heart failure and cats and dogs. The constant use, but it's got, you hear him coughing, it's got taurine, carnine, coenzyme, organic hawthorn, vitamin E, and this is really, really good for cat and dogs with any sort of heart congestion. I got him this throat gold, and that has, it has just a lot of good shit in it, and all natural. I did my research. omegas, just giving him a good diet, home cooked. Justin home cooks, just doing everything, you know. And of course, spiritual work out the ass, sihr, working with الجن الجن من الكلاب الجن اللي بحب الكلاب. One of them's name is Salim, which is the same as my uncle's name, and he's been helping me and writing his taweez. And I even found a heart candle, you know, at the store, a beautiful one. It didn't look like evil. It was white. It was all white, and I put the taweez under it, and I carved the taweez in the candle, and I played Surah Shifa. If you guys ever want to play, if you ever are sick or your kids or anything, play Surah al-Shifa, Surah al-Shifa. And I'll put a link for you guys. The Quran, I told you guys, I grew up spiritual. My whole family is spiritual. We're Orthodox, but the Orthodox religion, Christianity technically, but it's different. It's very different. Like all the gypsies, or the Romanis that are witches, they're all Orthodox. The Whispering Witches in Poland, Orthodox. I mean, it's part of our religion, you know, with all the saints and stuff like that. But my grandmother was special because she went to an Islamic school. She learned the Quran inside and out. And she, you know, lived in Jenin, and she met with a lot of imams and Sufi mystics. And so she learned a lot from them. And her mother was just as, it was like just something that just was passed down. And my grandfather, even though he didn't really like her doing it, I think it was more of like a control thing, because his uncle was a high priest. My grandfather's father's brother. Oh, no, it was my grandfather's brother from a different. So his brother was an older brother from his dad's first marriage. He was a high priest. And I think he just resented, I don't know. But anyway, he was a powerful motherfucker. His evil eye took down a building once. Anyway, I'm all over the place. So I even did that. I played the surat, and let me tell you, my grandmother knew the Quran inside and out. I know the Quran pretty well too. People underestimate me, but that's why I wanted to debate that motherfucker. And I got a lot. I'm gonna make a separate video for that Haiwan. But the guy that I wanted to do debate with, and he pussied out as soon as I said that I want it live and no editing. Then all of a sudden he stopped answering. Yeah, because you're a bitch and you're a liar and you're going to try to cut things out of context, and I'm not playing that shit. But anyway, I got a lot to tell you about your history, habibi, that you're not going to like. But anyway, I think you're just young and stupid, but and racist, but you don't know any better, I guess. Or you like to use the word retarded, which is so like, ew. I mean, sometimes when I'm mad, I don't give a fuck. I say stupid shit, but slurs. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I said the word faggot on on a lie, but I wasn't. I'm not homophobic. Both my siblings are gay. I'm trying to make that word a non, like, gay word. Like, that word is for any man that's a little bitch. He doesn't have to be gay. I mostly call non-gays. I'm never even called a gay, that word. My husband, I call him that word, that when I get pissed off. with him. It's just disrespectful. So I'm not going to act like I'm perfect and not slipped and said shit that I shouldn't have said. But he uses, yeah, you mean different, like pussy, exactly. Exactly, like it's just something to disrespect them, like to make them feel like little just bitches, you know? But nothing to do with their sexuality. So I'm trying to make that word renowned as not being a slur for gay people, just for bitch ass dudes, pussy ass bitches. Anyway, but I digress. But he uses the word retard a lot. And he, like, a lot. I mean, you slip up and say it once or twice, okay, shit happens, you know. But he constantly calls us retards, Palestinians retards, pro-Palestinians retards. But anyway, so I want to make him look like a retard. So it's so inappropriate. It's so gross to think that you could get away with saying that shit. And if the shoe was on the other foot, imagine a Muslim saying that about a Jew, calling Jews retarded and saying all this anti-Jew stuff. They would be, oh my God, they would be kicked off of YouTube, demonetized. Forget it. But you could say all this racist stuff against Palestinians and Islamophobic shit, and it's totally okay. And you do it on a daily basis, multiple times a day. That's why I want to wreck you. And then you keep using that term retard, which really, that just irritates me because that's very offensive, okay? Like, inshallah, you better watch out if you want to have kids. Watch what you say. Because you're basically that's a slur for autistic people or people who are mentally, you know, slow or disabled. And if you want to have kids, you better watch out what you say. But anyhow, life. All right, like look at him. He wants to go out right now. He wants to leash right now. But his hack, whenever he gets excited, whenever he wants to go outside, whenever he sees me, like when I come in the door, whenever, you know, anything, that hack. And like the doctors fucked me over with him because they didn't think he was going to live when they first, like, you know, gave him his prognosis. They said, you know, it could be any time, but like no more than 3 to 6 months. And that was actually a while ago. When I told you guys that, it had already been like 3 months. So they didn't expect him to live as long as he has. So now they are picking me around with his hydrocodone, which is the only thing. I say that word and I'm gay and I use it as in a place for bitch too. Exactly, a place for a little bitch ass dude or girl, as the case may be, but mainly dudes. But yeah, so they didn't, I feel like they didn't think he was gonna live as long as he did. And so now they're like, oh fuck, well, we gotta keep giving him this hydrocodone. And I don't want to because they would make me send videos of me hand feeding him his pills in a hot dog. I'd have to stick it in a hot dog and feed it to him, and he's smart and like he'll spit it out, and it's a whole process. And sometimes the JPEGs would be too big, so I'd have to drive over there, show it to them on my phone, and I was fine with that as long as he was getting what he needs. So he was up to 2 5 milligram hydrocodones. Wait, it was 2 every 8 hours. I have the bottles right here. 2 at a time, every 8 hours. And I have to go once a week to pick them up. So it was give 2 tablets by mouth every 6 hours. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's 12. And then it's got hydrocodone and HOMAT, HOMAT, 1.5 milligrams. So it's like a cough suppressant. All right. So every week I would get 56 pills. And then they didn't want to deal with it because they you could just tell they were afraid. They were scared shit because they were like, this dog should have been dead. Khamsabayan him, and he's not, and I'm afraid of the DEA. They basically told me that to my face. It's my license and the DEA and blah blah. I'm like, I'm giving you videos. I'm logging every time I'm giving it to him. When the JPEG is too big for email, which most of the time it is, because he's spitting it out. I'm having to give him another one. I'll just go down there. They were like 10 minutes away, show them, call it a day. But you could tell they were just looking for any reason to get rid of me so they didn't have to deal with it. Thank you, Brittany. Habibti, that's too much. Why'd you do that? Hey, girl, I wish I could stand, but I got to do the thing with the kids for bedtime. I'll watch the replay. I love you. Be well. Habibti, thank you. Ya Ruhi, Habibat Albi. I've been following your YouTube since 2020. You're awesome and authentic. Thank you, Dante. You guys are awesomely authentic. You guys, everybody that follows me, that fucks with me, like legitimately, like likes me, you guys are awesomely authentic. How the fuck could you not like me? I mean, seriously, if somebody don't like me, you gotta be a fucking hater or a weirdo, Shit. I'm just kidding. I mean, some people just don't like, but I mean, some people to like hate, there's some people that like legit hate me since day one, and I don't even know them, don't know why. Like, always had a problem with weird stalker shit. But anyway, so, I could tell like they wanted, you see this? They wanted to find any reason to discharge me so they didn't have to deal with it, because I found out that every pill has to be logged in with the DEA. They have to make their own log and explain why, and it's a whole thing. And my dad even told me like years ago when he slipped on the ice and he hurt his shoulder, and this was like 10 years ago, I think, when they were even more lenient. And the doctor didn't even want to give him 10 Vicodin at a time, like Vicodin 5s. I mean, that's nothing. And for me, like, if they're worried about me, and I told them the truth, and maybe that's my stupidity. I should have not said the truth, but I couldn't. I mean, I was just being honest, because he was going to try to cut his medication. I was like, okay, but you're going to have to wean him slow because he's going to go through withdrawals. And they're like, oh, dogs don't go through withdrawals. I'm like, Ankita Habibti, oh, I love and miss you more. Love you, babe. Dogs don't go through withdrawals. I'm like, dogs don't go through withdrawals? Like, you better check your literature, bro. They absolutely do. Do you not know how opioids work? It's not like a medication like an NSAID where like ibuprofen, where you put it in your body and it releases, and then it, goes to where the pain is and takes down the inflammation. No, an opioid works on your mu receptors, your opioid receptors, and it attaches itself, and it gets your receptor to produce more dopamine and flood your body with it. So it's actually using your own chemicals in your brain to relieve that pain. And this particular medication works on the cough because it like works with the nerve endings in the trachea so that he doesn't, so when the heart pushes on it, it's like it doesn't irritate him as much. So that's how it works. They tested this shit on like rats and stuff first and small animals. And in fact, Dr. Fauci, you guys, if you don't, if you can handle it, look up what Dr. Fauci did with beagles and still does do with beagles. I'm gonna have to hex that motherfucker, but he did testing on beagles because their stomachs in particular are very similar to ours. And he did some sort of testing, and he even cut their vocal cords to keep them quiet. But anyway, they test this stuff on animals first to see how it's going to react on humans. And obviously animals are gonna, if a rat is gonna go through withdrawal, of course a dog is gonna go through withdrawal. Are you fucking kidding me? Thank you for being so open with us about your situation. You're my biggest role model for being both a bad bitch and a sweetheart. You're the best, Shireen. We love you. Aw, I love you more. Thank you. Thank you for accepting me for me. You know what? I was kind of selfish in my reasons for telling you guys like out the gate about that, like when I first came out, was because I knew eventually when I got popular, people would find out. Like people always dig when you get on social media. People always dig in your shit, and they can't use it against you if you put it out there first. So to be honest, like, and then I got to the point, I don't know if, I mean, I was very ashamed, even though it wasn't, I mean, it was my fault because I was a grown woman and I could have said no to getting to take, but, I mean, I got prescribed it by a doctor and it fucking felt good. It helped my pain and it helped my emotional pain too. At a time, just so happened my mom passed away. So, you know, so it was, I can't say it was all the doctor, or the first one was a fake doctor, which is in fucking raging, but the doctors after her were real and they gave me the same thing. And, you know, I could have said no, but anyway, I didn't. And so whatever, but what was my point? So, oh, I told them like a habla, thinking that, just being honest, that, you know, are you concerned? Like, what is your concern? Like, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid I'm going to take the medication? Because I've been in recovery now since 2016. 2015, I'm sorry, because I was celebrating my year in 2016. August 10th, 2015 was my recovery date. And then that's the day I got locked up. I told that story. And then I got out of jail. I felt like the itch, so I went to a rehab. So because I knew, I was like, I need more time because I couldn't sleep still and everything. So little fucking, and I was getting prescribed a lot. I started out at 240 Roxy 30s, if anybody knows what that is. Oxycodone 30s, okay? Or Perk 30s, or blues. Prescribed. That's not even legal anymore today. 240 of those, I was prescribed 90 10 milligram methadones bars. They were little square bars. 92 milligram Xanax bars, 60 Flexeril, anything else? Oh, and they gave me some anitriptyline. Like, damn, anything else? The fucking pharmacy. So I didn't even take what all I was getting prescribed, because I mean, that's enough to put down a horse. And I mean, frankly, well, we'll just leave it at that. But so I'm telling the guy, I'm like, are you? Because if you're afraid I'm fucking gonna take these little bitch ass hydrocodone 5 milligrams, it's like a laugh. Like, it's laughable. I could literally take this whole bottle, even though it's been years, but you still have the tolerance. It's muscle memory. It's muscle memory. I guarantee I could I could probably take 2 bottles of them bitches and be perfectly coherent, perfectly fine. Oh no, that's not, what we're saying. I mean, you show us that you give it to him. That's not what we're worried about. I'm like, okay. So, like, what's the problem? And they're like, well, with the DEA, they're just so strict, and we got to fill out documents, and they do audits, and God forbid, if I get a bad audit and they're like, why are you giving this dog so much? I said, I cut him off. I'm like, you tell them that he's a dying 15-year-old hospice dog that still has life in him. And this is the only thing that really is keeping him from having a good quality of life. That I could have possibly, who even knows, 6 months, a year, I don't know, if he didn't have this problem that's making him suffer. It helps him sleep. It helps him, not hack all day. You tell them that. It's palliative care. Like, the fuck? Anyway, you're one of the strongest and baddest motherfuckers I know on everything. I'm here for you always. Love you. Aw, Andrew. Love you more, me more. Love you, boo. See, here, it breaks my heart, man. All night sometimes. And then I try, like, thank God, my friend, I told you, she came here, she was a client, and she left some medication, not a narcotic, but she left some medications, gabapentin, and I looked it up, and it helps to some degree, but not like the hydrocodone, but at least it's better than nothing, and I've been giving him that, and I've been giving him time for, time is a, what the fuck is it? It's like a bronchodilator. I'm trying to do what I can. So I just knew these fuckers they're gonna find a reason and discharge me. Because first of all, in this little podunk ass area, there's hardly any vets that are taking patients. There's hardly any vets really at all. You gotta drive. This one actually was closed. This one was 10 minutes. Like, it's convenient, but they're like a corporate clown show. They fucking charge out the ass for everything, and all the doctors are young as fuck. So just getting out of veterinary school, so they're all scared, and hold on, my other phone's ringing. That's somebody that sees me live and is that a call. My phone. Oh. Funny how that hung up real quick. Virginia, I'll call you back. You saw that shut off real quick, right? heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. But other than that, his quality of life is fine. So anyway, I knew they were going to find a reason, and they found their reason. So they made an appointment with Justin. I told them specifically to make all of Rocco's appointments with me. They made it with him. It was really early. I don't go to sleep until like 8 in the morning. Sometimes I'll pull all-nighters and keep going till the next day. Trust me, my clients have seen me attest. I've called them at freaking like 7 in the morning and like, I know your ass ain't waking up at no 7 in the morning. You're still not asleep? No, I'm not. But, so, anyway, so he must have thought that I got the memo and I didn't. And so we no call, no showed for the appointment. And even though I told them I'll pay for it, I'll pay for the missed slot, they still were like, no, I'm sorry, we have to discharge you. You motherfuckers, you were just looking. Keep it real. Keep it a buck. You just wanted to do that because you didn't want to deal with this hydrocodone. You didn't want to deal with it. Keep it real. So they're like, well, we're going to give you a month of his medication, which is not just hydrocodone. It's heart medication, Vetmedin. Thank you, Trevor. Shireen, reflect on your admirable qualities. Your presence uniquely radiates positivity and breathes life into those around you. Love you. Aw, I love you too, Trevor Habibi. You guys, I'm trying so hard not to, like, fall apart. Yeah, you guys say such touching shit, and I know this is a witch channel, and I know a lot of you guys signed up for that, and you're gonna get witch. Trust me, I promise. I'm making it my mission. All of my readings and consults will be caught up by fucking November 1st. Halloween, Day of the Dead, I will be done. I'll be caught up. That's it. That's why I'm not doing a Halloween ritual. Sorry, I know you guys wanted one, but I will do one 11 days later. So, anyway, so no, because it's too much. I gotta finish. I gotta finish these readings, man. But we gotta not make them 3 hours, guys. We can't, like, no more 3 hours. It's killing me. But lately I've been devastated. I've been crying for like a week. I haven't been able to, like, so this is what happened. So anyway, so they said, I'll give you a month's supply to find another vet, and this should give you enough time to find a vet. That should tell you something, that they knew it was going to take at least a month to find another vet. So I did. It took me about a month to find another vet. Avon Veterinary Clinic. And I go there. And right off the bat, I just didn't like the vibe. They're all like young teenage girls. So, they don't take the job seriously. And the doctor was like old as hell, which I'm fine with as long as he knows what he's doing. But a lot of times old doctors use old methods, and this is why I put my phone. Hey Shireen, is everything okay? I've been calling you for about a month, but the call doesn't seem to go through. No, Habibti, look, nobody gives a fuck about, people know you're going through something, but they don't seem to give a fuck. It's their problem first. That really pisses me off. That's not somebody I'm actively working on, but that's my friend, a friend of mine, Virginia. But another message of somebody who has my number and calls it at very inappropriate hours when you're on the same time zone as me. And I don't care if I'm up working at fucking 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. You should never call me or text me at that hour. Especially if you see my do not disturb on and you hit that button to disturb me. Oh boy, you do that, that's a problem. And this is why I turn my do not disturb on all the fucking time, because otherwise this shit would just be going off and off and off and off and off. And why do I even have a damn assistant? For what? For what? I get hounded on 2 phones, 2 different phones, 2 different numbers, my email, my website. Like, the fuck, man? I can't spoon feed you every fucking day of my life or every time you have a problem. Discernment, okay? And especially people that don't fucking follow instructions from the get-go. And I tell them, do not do this. Look, Sadie making that noise. Yeah, Sadie, yeah, I know. How crazy is that? Yeah, tell them, okay? Especially, do not do this. Do not do it. It's like somebody saying, don't hit that button. Don't hit the button. Don't you do it. It's going to ruin everything. What do? That's what this person is. And then you want to blow up my life. Okay? You want to blow up my life. When you know, because I know Gabby told y'all. And hey, maybe you feel that like that's not your problem. Well, guess what? If that's how you feel, I could always say, it's not my problem to fucking spoon feed you coaching advice. Because I have clients that book me just for coaching. They're highly religious. They're very religious in Islam. They're very religious in Christianity. They don't really want witchcraft at all. But they know I'm a bad motherfucker when it comes to, dating advice and how to act. I mean, I've been married 14 years. Actually, it will be 15 years this year in November. Yes, 15 years.
Been together almost 20 though.
Been together 20 years. Except we had an 8-year break, 8-year separation, and got back together. Because I'm that bitch. Okay? So, if you listen and you don't disrespect me and you don't talk shit behind my back and you don't constantly question the work or whether it's gonna work, I don't get to that. I'll get to that. We'll get back to that. Just to make a long story short, because I've been talking about this Rocco thing, and I don't know what to do as far as, I have to tell you this because this is where I'm fucked up. So I take him to this vet. He's old as fuck, but I'm like, okay, whatever. As long as he's good, I don't care. He gives him a half-ass look over, and then he kind of gives me like false hope and says, I don't think he has a stage 6 heart murmur. I think it's more like a stage 3. So he could go for another year or 2. It's not always, and that made me happy. And then I was like, okay. And he's like, well, I see he's on hydrocodone and he's on, this amount. And the vet met in. He's like, so I'm going to cut him down from the 12 pills a day to 2 pills a day. And, stick with the same vet med. And I'm like, just drop him, just straight No taper, no weaning, no nothing. Oh no, he don't need to be weaned. The fuck you mean that he doesn't need to be weaned? You hear him? What do you mean he doesn't need to be weaned?
All night long, baby.
Is this AI? Motherfucker, do I look that perfect? That I look like AI? That's a compliment though. But no, this is not AI. Anyway, so I'm like, no compassion, no nothing. I'm like, he's gonna go through withdrawals. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. He says, let's see. Stop saying dumb shit. Who's saying dumb shit? Your mother? Who you talking to? Your mom's not in here, so. Stop saying dumb shit, says the person saying dumb shit. Get the fuck out of my life. Do you even know what the fuck we're talking about? Do you even know what we're talking about for you to say I'm saying dumb shit? I love trolls. They really entertain me. Not to you, the person. Oh, okay. Sorry, bruh. Or girl, sorry. My bad. I thought you were talking to me. Damn, I thought it was a troll. My bad, I'm sorry. I love trolls. I love them. I love to just tear them up. It just gives me so much joy. But sorry about that. I thought you were talking to me. Anyway, so any trolls, you're welcome to come here and let me rip your ass apart. But anyhow, so here we go again, right? Another misinformed or willfully ignorant doctor that's telling me that a dog who's been on that amount, so you figure 5 milligrams times 10, that's 50, plus another 2, that's 60 milligrams per day of hydrocodone for the last nearly a year. You're saying he's not going to go through withdrawals.
How many doctors do we know that we asked?
Several. I know. Here's the kicker. I know clients from all walks of life, all over the world. I know veterinarians all over the country. Not in Connecticut, though. That's the one fucking place I don't have a vet that I know. Or New York. Of course, they have to be in California, Las Vegas, everywhere else, but not here. Anyway, so I ask. I'm like, I already knew the answer because it's just common sense. It's common sense. It's how the brain works. It's how... It's the opioid receptors, the mu receptors. I know how it works. Like, on top of my own experience, I was in the medical field. And on top of that, I know they studied, what do you think pharmaceuticals they test these things on? Unfortunately, on animals. Hopefully, with AI and all this shit, they're not going to have to do that anymore. But they do. They test it on rats, even spiders. Okay, they found spiders would continuously go to the water source that had drugs in it. And they even tested it with cocaine, and it would spin. They would go to the cocaine one, and it would spin the fucking web like super fast. Like all geeked the fuck out. Yes. Okay. So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go through this fucking argument again with this old ass man. So I'm like, so I'm like, okay, he is going to go through withdrawals, but I'm going to have to go to the emergency vet. I'm just going to get this filled and get what I could get for him for now. And because at this point he'd been out of his medication for like a day, so I just want to get him some relief at least for now, and I will go to an emergency vet if I have to. So I didn't think to look at the script and check that he knows how to fucking write one. I mean, that was the last thing I thought I had to do. I paid $200 for this like 20-minute encounter. And he didn't even do like a good check. He didn't do blood work. He didn't check his ears. He didn't even really check his heart. He checked his heartbeat, but I don't know how he could hear shit because he was whining the whole time because he wanted to play with the dogs outside the door. So I don't know how he could hear over that, but whatever. Maybe he's just that good. So I get to the CVS and I hand the script. And this young tech, he's a young male tech, he takes the script, right? And I'm in the drive-thru, and luckily I have Rocco with me, because if my ass was in Florida, my ass would have been in jail for this. Okay, this is actually illegal. They could have gotten me locked up. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, and thanks to my spirits, my jinns, my ancestors that walk with me, they have me protected, okay? Thank you, Faith in the Unseen. Shreen, how far are you from the Cape? We bring Halo to a vet in Sandwich, not far from Hyannis. They're excellent, and they would never do such a thing. The Cape, I have to look that up, but I will go wherever I have to go. So I give this young, tech, thank you for the super chat, Habibti. Thank you so much. I love you, and I miss you, babe. So I give him the script, and he takes it, and he looks at it, and he looks at me, he looks at Rocco, who's in the window, looks at it again. He's like, I'll be right back. Walks away. I'm like sitting there like, okay, great, now what? He comes back and he hands it back to me through the little drawer thing. And he goes, yeah, this script is garbage. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, the script that you gave me, it's all wrong. They wrote it all wrong. It's not even on the right paper. I'm like, okay, can you elaborate on that? Just what I said. It's literally all wrong. You have to take it back and tell them it's all wrong. I said, okay, can you give me an example besides the paper? He's like, literally everything. I was like, okay, that's just what I'm going to say. I said, well, I mean, can you maybe just give me a little like hint or something? And he's like, I would, but because it's a narcotic, and I'm not saying that you would do this, but just in case, if you were trying to pass me off a fake script, I can't just tell you how to make it right. And I'm like, fair, got noted, okay. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it does kind of look kind of funny, It's okay to fall apart sometimes. Your real ones understand. You should keep some of his fur and get copies of his paw prints. Animals feel pain. They just hide it better than us, but they still hurt. Yeah, that's what the ER vet said. Thank you, Habibti. Girls sending healing blessings to Rocco. I was reading other comments. I got confused. Thank you, Habibti. So anyway, I call this fucking Avon Veterinary Clinic in Avon, Connecticut. Huh? Sharmuta, cause Ochtgam, Ibn Sharmuta, Ibn Naal. Anyway, so I call and I get the tech. And I say, well, first I'd called after they cut his script so low. And I called and I was like, I'm really uncomfortable with the fact that the doctor cut him down so quick and he didn't want to wean him down because it is very medically dangerous. I mean, I worked in the medical field. I wasn't going to go through the whole recovery thing again. I'm not going to go through that. That was a mistake last time. I'm not going to go through that again. But I did work in the recovery field, in the medical field for humans. That's true. And I know for a fact that he will go through withdrawal on top of all the other discomfort he may be feeling already. And it's going to put pressure on his heart and on his lungs, and it's going to be a whole domino effect. And I really feel uncomfortable with that. Can I get like a second opinion? You guys have another doctor there. And she said, yes, he'll be here at 2:30. Can you make it? At this point, it's like, it's already 2 o'clock and they're like an hour away from me. I'm like, there's no fucking way I can make it. Well, he'll be in next week. I'm like, so yeah, no, I'll just have to take him to emergency vet, I'm thinking. Anyway, I was like, whatever. So anyway, so I called her for that. Then I called her and I said, the script you gave me, I tried to get it filled, and the vet tech and the pharmacy tech said that basically it's garbage. And she's like, what? I said, that is verbatim what they said. Pharmacy tech and pharmacist, because I spoke to both, they said the script is garbage. And they wouldn't really elaborate because just in case I'm trying to write a fake script, and it's, I kind of get it, they don't want to give me the details on how to make a real script. So, I said, but looking at it right off the bat, it doesn't have my name on it. So that right there I know is an issue. And she goes, she scoffs at me, the bitch, right? And she goes, I think the doctor that's been doing this for 50 years knows how to write a prescription. Thank you. Thank you, Rec MYU 1. I would appreciate that. I'll take any positive energy prayers from church, from anywhere. Thank you, Habibti. But anyway, so I'm like, so she's like scoffing at me, like I'm so dumb, like of course he knows how to write a script. I said, okay, whatever. Hang up with her. I upload it into ChatGPT. I take a picture of it, upload it into ChatGPT. And I say, Chat, what's wrong with this prescription? Can you tell me what's missing? Because, I tried to get it filled and they said it was garbage. And hold on, I just want to read you what it said because it's fucking hilarious. Yes, I can see why CVS said that prescription wouldn't be accepted. Let me explain clearly what's wrong and what you can do next. What CVS likely flagged as wrong? 1. Not valid controlled substance prescription. Hydrocodone is a Schedule II narcotic under U.S. federal law, and pharmacies like CVS cannot fill it based on a handwritten note like this. It must be written on tamper-proof prescription paper or sent directly via e-script directly from the vet. Include the DEA registration number of the prescriber. Have exact dosing instructions and duration, e.g., give 1 tablet by mouth every 12 hours for 14 days, not as needed. 2. Missing regulatory details. The note doesn't have the pet's name and species required for vet prescriptions. The owner's name and address, also required. The DEA number or vet signature that matches a controlled substance pad. 3. Ambiguous instructions. 4. Format suggestion. Like, the whole fucking thing. The whole thing. Okay? So I called back CVS and I read that to them. And I said, is that what's wrong? And they're like, spot on. So I called this bitch now for a 3rd time. And I said, just FYI, Miss, my vet has been doing this for 50 years, and no way possible he could do it wrong. I read her what ChatGPT said, and I said, look, and I was walking, and I hate walking on fucking eggshells for anybody. There's nothing more in this world I hate than walking on eggshells and having to bite my tongue and like, especially for somebody that I paid for a certain, but I don't want to get kicked out of another vet for, knowing what the fuck I'm talking about and being an inconvenience. So I was trying to be very polite, and I said, I read it, and she laughs, and she says, I think the vet that's been doing this for 50 years knows a little bit more than AI. No, he doesn't, bitch. No, he doesn't. Clearly, he doesn't. And don't sleep on AI, okay, when it comes to shit like this, because basic knowledge like this, it's pretty common sense knowledge. I wouldn't, check ChatGPT. I wouldn't say it's accurate for everything, but it's coming along. And for information like that, yeah, it's pretty credible. And and then I said, I verified it with the pharmacist, not the pharmacy tech, the head pharmacist. And she said that it was spot on. And now at this point, I'm in tears, okay? I'm in tears because I just want help for my baby. And he put the Vetmedin, which is the heart medication, on the same script as the fucking hydrocodone. So I can't get either of them. And Vetmedin is also a medication. It's not a narcotic, but it's also something that you have to wean off slowly. So now he doesn't have his heart medication that helps his heart pump. Okay. So I told her, I said, look, because I could tell she's getting irritated. And I said, look, I'm not trying to be rude or cause you any inconvenience. I'm just trying to help my senior hospice dog. I'm advocating for him because he can't advocate for himself. And you know what this bitch says to me? She says, well, I've given you your options, and at this point, I feel like you're hounding me. She actually used my word, hounding. Bitch, I know what hounding is. And what I've done is far from fucking hounding. You want to talk about hounding, bitch? 20 years ago, try 10 years ago, I would have slammed her fucking head into that desk. Yes, ma'am, I would have. 20 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have slammed her head against the desk. 20 years ago, I would have dragged her out by her fucking head outside and wiped the fucking pavement with her. I would have drove all the way back, okay? Anywho, so I'm getting so pissed. So I'm like, I'm hounding you because I'm correcting your mistake. I paid you guys for money. I actually paid you for the sole purpose of getting his medication. And you guys messed up big time. And now you're telling me I'm hounding you. You don't apologize. No empathy. I'm literally in tears. And you're scoffing at me, giving me an attitude as if I'm some idiot that doesn't like know what the hell I'm talking about. And clearly you're the idiot. You're the one that doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, and you work in the vet's office. I'm like, so, I mean, it's pretty crazy to me. I said, thank you for nothing, you fucking cunt. And I hung up. Now, perhaps I shouldn't have said that, but I was like, they're not going to help me. Because she's like, bring it back, and then you can wait till next week. So my dog could suffer for a week. So at this point, I was already planning to go to the ER. So I take him to the ER for pets. And I get there, and I tell the doctors what's going on. They take him back. They put him in an oxygen chamber. Mind you, each one of these vets are putting bullshit in my chart to make me seem like I'm the crazy one. Like I'm the difficult patient. Like, not that I'm the pet owner. Is that a bear? Not that I'm a responsible pet owner that cares about her senior hospice dog who's in his last stage of life and trying to make it as comfortable as fucking possible. No, you're trying to make me seem like I'm a nuisance and I'm hounding you. And I'm the least person to hound somebody.
That's like you saying no to my mother, bitch.
Like, no compassion. It's my fucking dog, okay? Like, it's like all they care about money. They don't fucking care about the animals at all. Let me fucking find out what it takes to open up a veterinary place in this area, because a good one is needed, and I know you gotta have your license, but if I find a vet that will work for me and I buy the place, I will do that and hire the good vets, and make sure they do a good fucking job. If I can do that legally, I'm gonna find out about it. I'll take all these motherfuckers' patients. Anyways, maybe that's gonna be my new calling. They're just, and get this, in one of the charts, because I got the chart from the first place that didn't want to deal with me because of DEA stuff. They literally, who discharged me for missing an appointment that I offered to pay for in full. But that really wasn't wise, because they just didn't want to write the script anymore. In the file, they put me on hold one time, and I heard music and everything. So I'm assuming, because back in the day when I was in customer service, if you heard music, the person on the other end wasn't listening to you. But if you heard silence, if you heard dead silence, you were just on mute and they could hear you. Well, I heard music, so I'm thinking they can't hear me, and me and Justin are talking, and I got a filthy mouth, and I'm like, yes, fuck this, blah, blah, whatever I was saying. This dumbass, whoever the fuck, put in my chart, had owner on hold, heard her using profanity with her husband.
What's that to do with the dog?
What the fuck does that have to do with my dog and his medical conditions? Like, what? Why is that in my dog's medical records? So, like, because heard her using profanity with her husband. Why is that, like, what? Fucking, they want to make me look like a crazy person. That's what it is. Make it hard for me to find a vet that'll take me. Make me seem like I'm difficult, and that was their whole goal, because they didn't like that I spoke up. They didn't like that I didn't just eat shit and keep my mouth shut and just take whatever they said and go with it, because, you know, I didn't know better. No, they were mad that I do know better. Very unprofessional, very unprofessional. And how dare I know? How dare I have a fucking half a brain? How dare I? How dare I make them look ignorant and stupid and like they don't even know their own fucking job? Anyway, baby, can you give me a drink, please?
What?
Anything, I'm parched.
Hey, babe.
I'm very parched.
Settle in, yeah.
From crying so much, my whole mouth is dry and everything.
Yeah.
Fine, never mind, I'll get it. Don't worry. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway. He's such a good man. So irrelevant, exactly. So I go to the ER, explain to them everything. And this young, well-ish, 34, kind of cocky, tatted up vet comes in. He seems cool, but something about him just rubbed me wrong. Anyway, he said he was going to do a bunch of tests and, you know, blood work and, you know,
Probably the blood work was the same exact as last.
yeah. And another chest x-ray, which I was fine with, make sure that water, you know, that he wasn't in congestive heart failure, because there's a difference between just, you know, heart failure from stage 6 heart murmur and congestive heart failure, which is water, like fluid, clogging up, you know, the lungs, because the heart isn't pumping, you know, properly. It starts to back up fluid into the lungs. That's congestive heart failure. So I said, yes, do a x-ray. So anyway, before they even do the x-ray, they give him a double dose of Lasix. Why? Because, let me explain this. He's never had Lasix. He's not in he doesn't have congestive heart failure. He has heart failure secondary to a stage 6 heart murmur. Thank you, internal waste gate. I use Rim and Pepperell Mass. He's amazing. Not like other vets. He listens to my concerns and suggestions, and he's so respectful and talks to you like you're also a vet. I'm gonna have to go out of state at this point. But with Rocco, here's my thing. He's 15. So let me tell you why I'm getting to this point, and thank you so much, Habibti. Stop sending money. You already didn't send me like enough, like $30. Don't keep sending, boo. It's too much. I love you. Thank you. times is hard, you know? But anyway, love you. Tell your boo I said hi too, by the way. Anyway, I miss you guys. But I think I am gonna go out of state from now on, like with all my other animals, Rocco, I don't know. But so, okay, so he gives him 2 shots of Lasix, and he's never got Lasix before. And here's the problem with that. Before I said, did you get the x-ray back? And he's like, no. I said, well, why would you dose him with Lasix then? He's like, well, it seems to be helping him already. I'm like, bro, don't, but they talk to you like you're a fucking idiot. Like, you really, like, I really hate that.
I have 7 animals, asshole.
Yeah, I have 7 animals, asshole, okay? I worked in the human medical field, maybe not the animal one, but the human one. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. It's not exactly the same, but there's definitely some similarities. And anything I don't know, I will find out. I will figure it out. So I said, how do you know this quickly that it's helping him? Because he hasn't even expelled any water this quickly, number one. Number two, you would have to see if he had water to begin with. Had a friend of mine, you know, the first vet, he would never give me Lasix, even as a, I asked for it as like an emergency thing, just in case, emergency thing, and he wouldn't give it to me. Because he told me if you give it to him and he doesn't have that excess fluid, it will start pulling from his healthy fluids in his kidneys and his lungs and his heart and his organs. So the healthy fluid in his body will start drying out. And that's why you don't want to do that. So not only did they do it once, but they did it twice. And he's never been on Lasix before. Okay, so, and then you have the balls to tell me that it's helping him. You can't know that. Like, don't, one thing, don't insult my intelligence. Just don't do it. Anyway, so I'm like, and then he says he has him in the oxygen chamber. I said, well, what's his O2 saturation level? He goes, well, I didn't test that. So why do you have him in a oxygen chamber? And you don't even know if he needs oxygen because you don't know his saturation levels. He's like, well, he's like really struggling. I'm like, that's because his heart is pushing on his trachea. And it's irritating him. He needs a shot of some kind of opioid to calm it down, and he will stop. He will feel better. And he told me he gave him a shot of, it was like buprofen. It kind of sounded like buprenorphine, but different. Buprofen. I'm like, is that anything like buprenorphine? Like what the active ingredient, Subutex or Suboxone? And he's like, kind of, but it works. It's a partial agonist, opioid agonist, and it works on the other receptor, like the Subutex works on the mu receptor. This one works on the other receptor. I forget the name of it. So it's similar. It's a partial opioid agonist. I said, well, that's what's making him feel better, not the fucking Lasix. I said, and do not give him another thing of Lasix until you have determine that he has excess fluid, please. And thank you. Poor Rocco, all these medical professionals are failing him. Absolutely. So then, thank you, Habibi. So then, this young girl comes in, and she's like, oh, we're going to give him another hit of Lasix and another shot of the bupen, whatever it was. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to give him the pain medication, but you're not giving him another shot of Lasix until you get his x-ray back. Did you get his x-ray back? No. I just told the other doctor, no Lasix until you get his x-ray back. Oh, but it seems to be helping him. That's the pain medication that's helping him, not the stupid fucking Lasix. Oh, well, he just peed a lot. Well, yeah, he's going to. But, you know, that could be very hard on his kidneys, especially a 15-year-old dog, a hospice dog, who's already very, very sensitive. So long story short, this guy comes in and he says, look, I think it's time for you to put Rocco down. I'm like, what? He's like, if it were my dog, I would put him down. And I freak out. I'm like, why? He's good. He wags his tail. He eats. He climbs up and down stairs. He goes for walks. He plays with his siblings. He sleeps. When he's sleeping, he doesn't have the cough. It's only when he's excited or you know, excited, really. And he's like, well, you know, he's like, well, you know, sometimes animals just don't want to show us that they're in pain. For you, they don't want to upset you.
Showing us, you fucking moron.
And you know, they try to be strong. And he's like, if it were me, I would do it. I was like, my husband's not here. I said, like, you really think I need to euthanize him now? And he's like, yeah. He's like, if you didn't bring him in when you did, I think he would have been gone by the time you got home.
Really?
Like, what? Like,
3 weeks later.
I'm bawling. It's not 3 weeks, it's like a week later.
Yeah.
I'm bawling. I call Sneha Petrona and I'm like, can't breathe, crying, boohoo crying. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. You know, he's saying I should put him down, and I wasn't even expecting that. Like, I was just trying to get his, you know, him something to relieve his.
Ow!
Did you just fall?
Ow.
What happened? Okay. Are you okay?
No!
What'd you do?
This box slipped under my foot.
Did you cut yourself or anything?
No.
Oh, okay, good. You're better. He's fine. He's so dramatic. Anyway. So, I'm like boohoo crying and he's trying to convince me. He's being so pushy. Like, so trying to convince me so hard. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, why is this guy trying to convince me to kill my dog like so fucking hard? Like, right this second. Like, give me a moment to fucking take this all in. Like, I wasn't even expecting this. This isn't even something I felt was near today at all. And I just wanted to give him, I was hoping you guys would give him a proper prescription of his heart medication and hopefully his other medication, but I didn't want to push it out asking for a 5 milligram hydrocodone script. Ooh, but they can give him a shot, you know, I was happy with that. And now you're telling me after you just, you see that? Is it me or is this screen like flashing? Do you see this? Do you see the screen flashing or is it just me? That's interesting. That is weird. I've never seen it do that. Anyway. The gin always be fucking with my life all the time.
Rocco, go in the other room, buddy. So,
يا جن حبيبيني انت بتسوي لي هيك. Yeah, the gins sometimes they do that. They fuck with my screen on live every time, or they'll freeze it. They'll whatever. Yeah, I know you guys do. Anyway, so I'm like, just give me a chance to like figure this out and figure this out. I'm like crying. I'm like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not doing this right now. And he's like pushing me, like keeps pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. And I'm like, wait a minute. How much is this euthanasia? Because I'm wondering, like, is this for money? Is this a money thing? Is this about money? Like, because y'all are corporately owned, right? Oh, yeah, you're owned by the Mars Candy Company and the hedge funds and shit. So you guys, like, you have quotas and shit. Okay, how much is the euthanasia here? I'm just curious. $115. So I'm like, this guy can't be really trying to make an extra 115 fucking dollars to get me to kill my dog. Cause well, he was trying to say my dog wasn't gonna make the ride home, which this animal hospital is a 20-minute ride. He swore he wouldn't make the ride home. I said, well, at least if I'm going to euthanize my dog, I want to spend a couple of days with him and, you know, give him a good day, give him like his last meal, you know, take him to a beach, you know, beautiful spot, have him, I'm not just going to put him down, just me and him. My husband's not here. His siblings didn't get to say goodbye to him. Not have like a steak for him and all that. I'm not doing it like that. I'm not doing it like that. Fuck no. You know,
make sure I feed him food. So
his appetite is still very good. Like, he eats like a glutton, okay? He loves to eat. He loves food. I would make it a beautiful thing. I'm not doing it in this fluorescent ass lighting, and no. So, like, I'm crying. We get home. He makes the ride, needless to say. And it was so weird. Right before I left, the vet said, if he just by some chance, like, wakes up tomorrow and he, perks up and seems like everything's fine, give us a call and we'll, see if we can find you a cardiologist. Excuse me? It's almost like that's what the fuck's gonna happen. That he's going to wake up. You're trying to cover your ass. Their real intentions was to make their quota. We're talking about each shot of Lasix was $30. They kept wanting to give him more and more Lasix. Like, they're talking about small amounts that add up to, my bill when I walked out of there was $1,200. I paid $1,200. They did all that. Oh, and by the way, they put him in the oxygen chamber, and they're like, well, you paid up until 8 o'clock at night, and I said, he's like after that it's $100 for every 30 minutes.
Wow.
For air? For oxygen?
Take it off of him.
I said, okay. I said it's 7:45 and I paid till 8 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna get at my every minute of that time I paid for. Exactly. Their behavior is horrible, evil, exactly, greedy. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get every bit of that 15 minutes. And I said, just out of curiosity, if I took him out of that oxygen chamber now, would it make a difference? And he's like, oh, no, it wouldn't make a difference in, like, the reality, like, whether he makes it or not. I'm like, so it wouldn't help his condition, like, in the long term at all. It's you just stuck him in there just to give him air, even though he was breathing, and his respiratory rate, even though he was coughing, was still normal, because I was counting. I'm constantly checking his respiratory rate. You decided to put him in an oxygen chamber. Oh, and then he wanted to transfer him to another hospital, $100 every 30 minutes of air, and then transfer him to another hospital, pay for the transport, even though I would be transporting him, and then keep him overnight because he's not going to make the ride home if he doesn't sit in an oxygen chamber overnight. And yeah, I really think, like, sometimes when I get mad too, shit happens with the electricity. I swear to God. I got mad about something that somebody said about my friend's baby while we were at her house, no less. And I said, what the fuck did you say about that baby? And as soon as I said that, the light went just like it's flashing now, and it turned off. Sneha was there, and the girl that sat in, they both looked at me like, holy fuck, okay. I ain't saying that shit again. Like, yeah, don't. Anyway, when I get mad, so he wanted me to take him to another hospital and pay out the ass for nothing, for a dog that he thought I needed to euthanize 5 minutes ago. So,
Mercedes, you want $100 an hour?
yeah,
36 hours?
yeah. So, so they're already setting it up, and I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, we're setting it up. I'm like, no.
You hear what I just said, you stupid fuck?
I said, no, 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 no. You're not setting up anything. I'm taking my dog home. I'm going to talk to my husband. And I'm getting the fuck out of here. Did that. I get home, I realize these motherfuckers didn't even bother to give me a script for his Vetmedin or his hydrocodone either. So at this point, it's been over a week, so whatever withdrawal he would have already felt by now. And he had gabapentin, so hopefully that took the edge off. And my spiritual work in the gym, I know they were helping him. So here's my dilemma. He eats well. He wags his tail. He plays. He loves to go for walks. The only thing is this fucking cough that seems miserable when it's happening, and you heard it. You heard it yourself. I feel like if I put him down now or anytime like while he's in this state, that I'm murdering him, because it's a cough, yeah, but it doesn't seem like he's in pain. Like, I know my dog. I know my dog very well. So, I don't know what to do. Rocco hasn't given up. He's still full of life. Exactly. Exactly. He's still full of life. But at the same time, with the coughing, then you have people like, oh, that he sounds horrible. And then, like, and I'm like, yeah, I know. But if I can get that under control, so I have an appointment with a palliative care vet that specializes in palliative care. And they're coming to the house, and it's $600 for the visit, but I'm sure he's gonna get whatever he needs. I mean, I have definitely I would spend my last fucking dollar for my dog, for any of my animals, for anybody I love. I just want him to be comfortable. So I was just a fucking wreck for the whole week. Like, I couldn't do shit. I couldn't call anybody. I was crying. I couldn't even speak without crying. Like, I feel better now because you guys are making me feel better. I feel like better. I missed you guys, and I just wanted your opinion. But I literally, like, Sneha came when her and Petrona, they were both gonna come. And Petrona had a procedure she had to do. And I was like, no, don't. Your health comes first. Like, I'll be fine. And Sneha came and she stayed 2 days. And my dad came because I was a fucking wreck. And Justin, like, he's not good with death. I do not take death very well at all. And especially, like, so my dad was worried about me. That's when my dad came. Because I've had a lot of death. Like, my mom passed. My favorite uncle, who was like my dad, he was like a second dad to me. He passed. My favorite aunt passed. That was like a second mom to me. My grandmother, both of them, grandparents, both of them, cousin, my other uncle, my other aunt, just recently. Aunt last year, like, I mean, everybody dies. It's not like it was the tragic ones were my mom because she was so young. But thank you, Ton. I'm going to be 43. And my mom died a week after her 45th birthday. So I'm almost at that age. So I don't handle death well, but like Rocco's my soul dog. So do you guys agree? Do you think I'll be able to help you? I have friends that are vets and won't bullshit you. Yeah. I have Sadie. I feel like Sadie, she's trying to comfort me. Like, she knows. But I don't know, like, if I'm being cruel. Get a second. It's like, but they're so fucking incompetent. Mary Berry, they're so incompetent here. I miss you. I haven't talked to you in a minute. And like, the dogs in my family live a long time. People, not so much, but I mean, my mom, she was 45 a week after her 45th birthday, which is coming up October 30th is my mom's birthday, and her heavenly birthday, and she was 45. My Alma Wendid was in his 60s. I think he was like 62, which is still young to me. My grandmothers were 73. One was 73, the witchy one, and the other one was 82. Grandfathers were old. One was 90, one was 82 as well, because they were the same age. And my Uncle Fuad, he was 65, cancer. But this is all smoking related. My Auntie Nihil, she was only 50, smoking related. My mom never smoked. It was pancreatic cancer. My dad's sister that passed, she passed last year. Was that last June? She passed. This year was her year. She was 80. She was in her 80s. And my auntie Rima, she was 70. I think she was 73, 72. So, I mean, and hers was also smoking related. So, that was this year in February. But, thank you, Carolina. So, I was a hot mess. I couldn't even speak. Every time I tried to talk, I would cry. Like, I can't cry and talk at the same time. It just doesn't work for me. So I just was like, I was literally like, when Sneha came, I was literally like listening to the Quran. Ayat al-Kursi and Ayat al-Shifa. I said Surah al-Shifa, Ayat al-Shifa. I meant Surah al-Baqarah. But I was just sitting there literally in the same spot for like a day and a half, almost 2 days. I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom, I don't think. Not that I pissed on myself. I didn't even drink or anything. I didn't eat, drink, nothing. There was nothing to come out. So I literally just didn't move. I was just crying. Or maybe whatever fluid was coming out of my eyeballs, but I didn't get up to eat. I didn't get up to drink. I didn't get up to use the bathroom. Nothing. I was so freaking. So you guys think I should just kind of wait it out? Quality of content. Still. If he's still eating, drinking, and playing, and gets up to the bathroom, it's not time. Those things are not happening anymore. Then it's time. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. And it makes me so mad. This fucking. Oh, I called them too. I called them, and I was like, by the way, your doctor said my dog wouldn't make the ride home. I said it's been a little over a week now. Not only did he make the ride home, but we went for a walk. We've been going for a walk every day, a few times a day. He loves his walk. Matter of fact, he doesn't want to go in. He'll sit. When I try to get him back in, he'll sit. Like, I don't want to go back in. He eats. He'll try to steal the cat's food. He snapped at Sadie. because Sadie wouldn't leave him alone. My dad, he called him a tiger. He could still jump up on the couch, which is not low. He could still jump up on my bed, which is high up, like by himself. He'll do like a running start thing, jumps. His limbs, mashallah, mashallah, like alhamdulillah, he can sit with his like, the Superman pose where they could sit with their ass flat and their legs like
balls on the
like
floor.
like his hips,
His balls on the floor.
I'll echo what everyone else said. Get a second opinion. Don't let them play with Rocco's health, quality of life, nor your mental health, time, and money. Second opinion. That's what I'm gonna do. I just gotta find a fucking doctor who's not gonna look at that damn. Well, actually, I have that hospice, and I explained to them everything. It's called some. I have to look at the name of it. It's like Play with Love. Where's my other phone? They do this all over the country. Actually, they come to you, and they like evaluate the animal. My dad called that veterinary clinic because I was like, Baba, I want you to call them and let them have it. I'm such like a little brat. I'm like a daddy's girl. I'm like, Baba, I want you to call those people and let them have it. Because I know my dad, like, he's like got this deep, like, Arabi accent, very deep, but he sounds very, very calm, but very serious.
I blow you.
He sounds very serious, and he will put you in your place. He will put you in your place, and he will make you feel very stupid. Very stupid.
Then I blow you.
Without being rude.
Then I blow you.
So he did. He did just that. I don't usually comment because I'm introverted. Aw. But I'm going through a similar situation with my elder dog. I would suggest if Rocco's not in pain, not to euthanize. I'm sending prayers. And I'm sending prayers your way, metaphysical beauty. Inshallah ya Rab, inshallah ya Rab, you get quality time, more quality time, and that your pet, gets healing energy and gets to spend as much time with you without any pain or suffering, inshallah ya Rab. I'll put the link to a good Quran recitation. I love the Quran. My grandmother knew the Quran inside and out. Her and Abu Nkula, he's my grandfather's first cousin. So it's my grandfather's dad's brother's son. Yeah, so it'd be I don't know what the fuck that would make him to me, but some kind of relative. Abu Nkula, he's dead, Allah yarhamah. And Kula, his wife, they all knew the Quran, and we're not Muslim, so people would be so shocked when they would recite the Quran word for word and inside out and backwards. And with sihr, you kind of have to know the Quran. You don't have to, but stop knocking stuff down with your nose. Most people use the Quran to a 49-second short was uploaded to my channel? What the hell did I upload? I didn't upload no stupid shit. You uploaded it with your nose. Isn't that funny? I have such a hard time uploading, but with Sadie's nose, she uploads some shit. Oh, it's a draft. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Imagine if it was something fresh. Anyway, because they lived in Jenin and they went to Islamic school, they knew the Quran. And with Sihr, we use mainly the Quran and the power of the Quranic recitations, but we can use any of the three holy books, which is the Torah, which is essentially Genesis to Deuteronomy, the Old Testament, the Bible, and the Quran. A lot of the Quran, believe it or not, how it's looked at is the Torah or the Old Testament is like the first chapter of like the story. Like there were many prophets, like Rasul Muhammad. So